Hello and welcome back. Today is Sunday, March 30th. I have your two best bets for you in the NBA today. As always, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the page. We got an interesting 8-game slate to say the least here. Half the games have a 7-point spread or higher. We get two NBA primetime games. And yesterday, I know I was ranting about it, but today, these two primetime games are pretty great to overall. We get Portland versus the New York Knicks here on NBA TV. I'm excited. We don't get to see Portland that often on primetime, so I'm not complaining. I do wish the Atlanta Hawks, Milwaukee Bucks matchup, the best game on the slate. I would think 236 over under. Second best game on the slate. 236 over under. Milwaukee 4-point favorite here. That game means a lot for both teams still here. Atlanta in the play-in. Milwaukee, they're trying to go up to that 4th seed, trying to catch Indiana here overall. But that game is going to be a ton of fun. The best game on the slate is the late NBA TV primetime matchup. Houston versus Phoenix. Phoenix, they have been reeling. They need this win overall. Houston, they're the 2nd seed. If they want to solidify their spot out west, that's a good game overall. 224 over under. Houston is 1-point favorite. Fun matchup overall. We get the mix of the Tank Commander games here today. We get Toronto versus Philly. They're running it back in the ultimate Tank Commander game. It's going to be fun to see what their lineup all looks like as the day goes on, because I think both of those teams are notorious to just dropping players right before game time. We get Charlotte versus the Pelicans. These two teams have been tanking off for these last few years now. The same thing. I bet there'll be a lot of players ruled out of nowhere. A lot more role players are going to go crazy. Detroit versus Minnesota could have been a great game, but Cade Cunningham is doubtful. Would have been fun to watch the Cade versus Ant matchup here overall, but two still very young, fun teams out in the East and West, so that game is pretty exciting overall. Clippers versus Cavs is the early game to kick us off here. No Kawhi Leonard in this game. Cleveland 8-point favorite at home. Cleveland doesn't really have any strip clubs, so I bet James Harden is a little disappointed. He probably will go off since he's really extra focused in Cleveland during this time. But interesting 8-game slate. Basketball all day. Fun basketball day ahead of us overall. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. Before we jump into today's two plays, we got to recap yesterday's action. And yesterday in the NBA, ended up going 1-4 in best bets. Holy crap, man. Or 1-3 in best bets, man. Hey, when it rains, it pours. And man, oh man, the DeMar DeRozan one, I'm a little upset about. He had 22 points assists going into the fourth quarter. That game was a complete blowout. He fell out shy. He shot the ball like no other in that game. And then just when he was on the court, even in the blowout, he wasn't taking any shots. He was deferring a lot. It was pretty sad to watch. I felt like Homelander looking at the screen while the movie screen's going off in his face. And I'm just like, man, he's not going to get it. Anthony Davis, he fell shy. He was missing a bunch of shots. Out of any of them, he's the one play that I was like, as it was going on, wasn't going to happen. Then Luka Doncic, it was right there. Gets fouled with 20 seconds left, makes the first free throw, walks up to the second one, and misses the third one to get the 30-plus points. He finishes at 29-plus points for us in that game. It is what it is. He just relying on free throws late in the game. But, man, I can't believe he missed the last one for us overall. And then John Morant, he balled out overall. Not been fun the last 2 days overall, but, hey, today's a new day. I'm feeling good and feeling great. And let's just jump into it. For my first play of the day, going to be in this Houston-Phoenix game. This game means a lot for both of these teams. It's on NBA TV. It's going to be a great game overall. And give me Jalen Green. He has a great matchup here overall. So give me Jalen Green to go over 23.5 points coming in -110 on DraftKings. He has a great matchup here. Phoenix allows the second most points and the most threes to the shooting guard position. Phoenix, these last 15 games, allowed the 7th most points and the 4th most threes to the shooting guard position. And Phoenix, these last 7 games, allowed the 4th most threes to the shooting guard position. And Jalen Green has a great opportunity ahead of him where he's been balling out 3 for his last 5. He's picked it back up after that early season hot wave that we were riding in in January. He is back to being balling out these last few games overall. 3 for his last 5, with 3 of those 5 games him scoring in the last 5 games, last 5 games, him scoring 26, 6, 30, 32, and 21 in the most recent matchup here overall. He's got this over 3 for his last 4 against the Suns overall, averaging 29.7 points per game, with the last 4 games him getting 34, 22, and 29 in his last 4 games against the Suns. So overall, great consistency of getting to that 22 plus overall over him. 50% hit rate on the road this season. Better road player than he is at home, averaging 21.8 points per game on the road. Phoenix, that little 2K hot zone I like to talk about. Phoenix allows the 28th most straightaway threes, and Jalen Green takes 44% of his shots from that straightaway spot, so he has that little nice 2K hot zone for this game. The sun has been shining on these shooting guards when they play Phoenix here. Nickeil totally butchered all that. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 8+ points. Dante DiVincenzo, 13. Gary Trent Jr. I wrote Gary Trent for some reason. Gary Trent Jr., 19. Ty Jerome, 16. Kobe White, the best player in the NBA right now, 24+ points. Austin Reeves had 28, and Jalen Green, our guy, had 29+ points against the Suns. I've projected at 25+ points in this game here. Overall, this game's going to be a ton of fun. This game means a lot for both of these teams. It's on primetime. The Suns allow the second most points and the most threes to the shooting guard position. So Jalen Green, you're going to ball out like you have been. So give me Jalen Green to go over 23.5 points coming in, -110. On DraftKings, jumping in my second play of the day, going to be on the early NBA primetime matchup here. The Portland Trail Blazers, New York Knicks. The game's going to be on. Might as well have a fun play in this game. And this guy, just like Jalen Green, has a great matchup here overall. We're going with two flamethrower players here. They're either going to get really hot or extremely cold. I think today, last time he played the Knicks, he had an extremely cold game. I think today he's going to be extremely hot. And that's pause. That's a big pause there. Today, though, he will be extremely hot shooting the ball. That's Anfernee Simons. Give me Anfernee Simons to go over 20.5 points coming in -125 on DraftKings. He has a great matchup here. The Knicks, we've been targeting them against point guards. Knicks allow the most points and the fourth most threes to the point guard position. The Knicks, these last 15 games, allow the second most points and the third most threes to the point guard position. And these last 7 games here, I was about to say it again. For these last 7 games here, they allowed the most points and the second most threes to the point guard position, and Anfernee has a great matchup here overall. He's been struggling, only 2 for his last 5 getting over, but loving the playing time and the shooting volume. He's averaging 33 minutes per game, so he's on the court way more often than he was earlier in the season, and then he's averaging 17 field goal attempts per game. Love the volume overall. He has the green light to shoot. He's on the court. He has a great matchup here, and he's gotten this over 3 for his last 5 against the Knicks, averaging 21.6 points per game, with the last 5 games him scoring 30, 38, 22, 12, and then he had 6 in the most recent matchup. In that 6-point game, he shot 2 for 11 from the field. He looked all sorts out of place here, but today he's going to bounce back. He's in MSG. He's a better road player than he is at home. On the road, he gets the over 51% of the time, going over 3 for his last 5 games, and in those 3 games, he scored 30+ points in those 3 overs. So great road player than he is at home. Overall, and point guards have had their day in MSG, man. Ryan Rollins, 20. James Harden, 29. Brandon Williams, 22. Marcus Smart, 17. Jordan Poole had 25. LaMelo Ball, who's out for the season, 25. CP3 was CP, 12 points. Duncan Robinson, 22. Stephen Curry, we took that over. He had 28. Scoot had 30. Don't look into Anfernee Simons. He only had 6 points in that game. We already talked about it. And then Malik Monk had 21 points against them. I have projected at 23+ points in this game here overall. The Knicks allow the most points and the 4th most threes to the point guard position. 3 for his last 5, coming off of a very poor game against them last time. I don't think he does it 2 times in a row. So give me Anfernee Simons to go over 20.5 points coming in -125 on DraftKings. And those are my 2 best bets for you in the NBA today. Let me know down below what's your favorite play. Could be in baseball, could be in the NBA, could be in college basketball. Beautiful day of sports ahead of us overall. I'm excited overall. Hopefully we can bounce back overall. While you're down there in the comment section, can you please leave a like and subscribe down below? Makes me know you like the content. Been a fun week. We get a lot of these teams are at 74, 73, 75 games, 82 game season. We're right at the finish line here. Last week of games, and then we get the play-in, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely going to be doing live streams for the Bulls NBA play-in. So, hey, if you're watching, hanging out, want to watch those games live and watch me tilt live, figured out the going live here going forward. So we're going to be going live here for these playoff games coming up here. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. Keep on smiling, and I will see you in the next one.